And on this video, I'm gonna give you a complete tour of the Nexar One Pro menu and as well as my recommended settings for it. Now, this video is gonna be helpful to both people who own the Nexar Pro, which includes the cabin camera, and people who own just the Nexar One dashcam, which is just a front-facing camera. And I previously reviewed this dashcam on the channel. If you guys wanna see the full review for it, I'll put a link to it in the description down below, along with a link to this dashcam. And before I show you the settings menu, it is important to point out that the dashcam should already be installed and set up on the vehicle following the instructions of the app. Now, I have also made a video showing the installation process for that. I'll put a link to it in the description down below in case you want to check that out. And now let's open up the app and we are looking for the More icon. And if you tap the More icon, we are taken to this screen where we can adjust our profile settings, our account settings, and also the dashcam settings. And let's begin first with profile and account settings. For those two settings, you do not need to be in the car. You do not need to be connected to the dash cam. Let's start with profile. And here you can change the name of your profile as well as see the drive history details, such as how many miles and hours driven, as well as how many drives and clips have been created. And I'll explain what drives and clips are a little bit later in the video. And if we scroll down on that profile page, you'll also find a space to enter your insurance information. Now, if you decide to enter your insurance information, Nexar can send potential video of the dashcam, including the speed of the impact, the G-forces that you experienced during that crash, directly to your insurance provider for insurance purposes. So you want to make sure that you are okay with that information being shared directly to your insurance company if you decide to enter that insurance information here. Moving over to the account menu, here's where you can enter emergency contacts. This is where the Nexar dashcam can attempt to text an emergency contact that you've been involved in an accident and potentially allow them to see live video into your car. Now, you will have to give the Nexar app access to your contacts if you decide to add one. Next up is storage. The Nexar dashcam does have a memory card and is recording to that memory card. Eventually, those videos from the memory card are also transferred to your phone. And here's where you can select how much space in your phone you want to allocate for videos to be constantly being sent from the dashcam as a secondary backup in addition to the memory card that's in the Nexar. And as you can see, 20% gives you about 34 gigabytes on my particular phone. It might give you more on your phone depending on how much memory is on it. 50% will be a nice in between. 80% is going to be for those who are looking to back up a long history of drives coming off their Nexar into their phones. Moving back to the account menu, here you have the delete account option that allows you to delete your account with Nexar, and you can also manage your Nexar Connect subscription. Remember, the Nexar account is just an account that you create for your dashcam. Nexar Connect is a subscription service that Nexar offers. That way you can connect to your dashcam remotely and get the benefits of the cloud functionality of the Nexar. So they're two different things. Going back to the main menu, you may have noticed that I have a pop-up in the bottom of my screen requesting for the app to run in the background, what they call background streaming. And what this is, this allows the dashcam to connect to the phone and it downloads the video from the dashcam to it. So if you are looking for that feature, you're gonna have to allow the app to run in the background by hitting the enable icon. Now, I do want to point out, even if you enable the background streaming option, it will take some time for those video files to be transferred from the dashcam down to your phone for long-term storage. And that is because those file sizes, those video file sizes, are quite large, especially if you run the dashcam at 4K. They can be very, very large and it takes time for them to download to your phone. And also, the download process only happens when you're in the car. So when you're driving around, the dashcam can potentially send video to your phone, but if you are away from the car, the dashcam is not going to be sending videos to your phone for long-term storage. That only happens when you are in the vehicle connected to the dashcam. Moving over to dashcams, inside of this menu, here's where you can find the Nexar One and be able to access its settings. Also in this screen, here's where you can tap add a dashcam and you can add additional Nexar dashcams to your app. And as a reminder, to access the dashcam settings, you do need to be inside of the vehicle so the app can connect to the dashcam. Let's go ahead and tap Nexar One. Assuming I'm in the vehicle and the app has successfully connected to the dashcam, you should have an icon in green that says connected. However, if you see a red icon that says disconnected, there is some kind of issue where the app is not connecting to the dashcam, I will recommend restarting the app and potentially also unplugging the dashcam and replugging it and waiting for a few minutes to see if they can communicate, and then you can get that green icon telling you that it has connected. And if you still cannot connect to the dashcam, it is possible that your phone is still connected to your home's Wi-Fi. The Nexar app wants you to forget the current Wi-Fi that you are connected so you can connect to the dashcam. Now this is normal, most devices can only connect to one Wi-Fi at a time. However, I normally see automatic switching where a device is able to jump between one Wi-Fi to another one automatically, as opposed to requesting the user to manually going in there and forgetting the Wi-Fi. Also notice that you do have a pencil icon that allows you to rename the dashcam in case you wanted to change the name of it. Moving over to recording quality, we get two choices: 1080p, which is full high definition, or running the dashcam at 4K. Now, the cabin camera, if you have the Nexar One Pro, is not adjustable. It is always going to record at 720p. The important part is to look at the size of the video. If you select 1080p, the video file for 1 minute is going to be around 80 megabytes. If you select 4K, that same 1 minute file can potentially take 320 megabytes of size, so a tremendous amount of space, more than full high definition. Now this is gonna come into play as far as you obtaining the videos from the dashcam, and also as far as how long it takes for those videos to be uploaded to the cloud. And I can tell you from experience that even if you select 1080p, it does take some time for those files to be transferred to your phone or for files to go to the cloud. So if you select 4K, expect for those downloads and uploads to take even longer. And the next option is gonna be whether you want the dashcam to record the speed that you're traveling at in addition to the video that's being recorded, and whether you wanna record audio in addition to the video that is being recorded. And the next option, called automatic start streaming, is what allows the app to connect to the dashcam and download the videos automatically, so you're constantly getting downloaded videos to your phone. If you don't want to have that constant download happen, you can turn this option off and then you can download the videos later manually. However, if you are looking to have the most access to your videos, I will recommend turning this function on. And as a reminder, even if you enable this function, you still have to be connected to the dashcam for those videos to download to your phone, which means either you stay in the car while those videos download to your phone, or as you're driving, those videos are being downloaded to your dashcam. And the next option is called continuous power outlet, which is going to be applicable if you are running your Nexar dashcam using the cigarette lighter power adapter. Now, on most vehicles, the automotive socket where you plug that adapter into is going to turn off when you turn off the car. So essentially the dashcam turns off with the car, and then when you turn the car on, the dashcam turns on. However, on some vehicles, the cigarette lighter socket does not turn off, and it actually stays on all the time, which means that your dashcam stays on all the time as well, thinking that you are driving. But not only does it mean that the dashcam thinks you're driving, because the dashcam is on, it is consuming power from the vehicle when the engine is off, which could potentially lead to a battery being drained. So if for some reason the socket on your vehicle has power all the time, you're gonna wanna turn this option on, because this allows the app to detect that you are either moving or not moving. And if your phone senses that you're moving, it tells the dashcam that you're driving, so the dashcam is gonna stay on. However, if you're not moving, the phone is gonna sense that, and the app is gonna tell the dashcam, hey, it is likely that the vehicle is stopped and parked, go ahead and power down. And again, this is only applicable if you're using the cigarette lighter power adapter and if your socket stays on all the time. If your socket turns off and on with the vehicle, you do not have to worry about enabling this function. Moving over to the second page of settings, here you have parking mode. And you want to turn this option on if you want the dashcam to monitor your car when it is parked, and you want to turn this function off if you do not need your dashcam to monitor your car when it is parked. And if you don't want your dashcam to do sounds such as the one that it does when it turns on and when it turns off, you can turn off dashcam sounds. And you also get an option to invite users to the dashcam. Now, just like before, if you do want to use this function, you have to allow the app to access your contacts. But also you'll see an option for mount the dashcam. Now you probably already used this option when the dashcam was installed on the vehicle. However, if the dashcam is going to be moved somewhere else, you can see those instructions for mounting again. And you also get an option for updating the firmware in case you wanted to check for updates. However, I will tell you that I have gotten several updates to the dashcam and they have been automatic. I didn't have to do anything but acknowledge that there was an update and the dashcam updated itself. And finally, you get the option to reset the dashcam and unpair the dashcam. If you just want to restore the default settings, you can use the reset option and the videos are still going to be on there. The only thing that gets reset are the settings. In the unpairing the dashcam, the dashcam completely unpairs from the app, so you'll have to pair it again in order for you to be able to access the videos on it. But also talking about those videos that are on the dashcam, you may be wondering, how do I delete all of them? The ones on the dashcam, the ones in the cloud, can I delete all of them at once? And I haven't found a way to do so. Now, why would you want to do so? Perhaps maybe you are moving to a different dashcam, or perhaps you just stopped using the dashcam and want to make sure that those videos are deleted. And I would think if you unpair the dashcam, it sounds like the videos are still gonna be there. I haven't found a format all option where I can format the memory card and I can blank out what's in the cloud. It looks like it has to be done manually, like you have to manually select the clips and delete them. Now the format option is quite common on most dashcams. You can just click on it and bam, all the videos are gone. But because it's a cloud-enabled dashcam, I think it gets a little trickier. Moving back to the main menu, you have an option called Rideshare Protect. That is only applicable to drivers in New York City, and it's only applicable to drivers that are doing driving professionally. And what this essentially is a subscription that you get from Nexar so you can get a discount on your insurance. And you also got a help icon if you needed to get technical support from Nexar, or if you just wanted to access the Nexar One manual that's available online. But now let's talk about what you wanted to hear. How do you get access to the clips that are on the dashcam as quickly as possible? And in order for me to explain how this works, we have to understand how this cloud dashcam works. Most of the video is going to be stored in the dashcam and on your phone, and only a very small amount of video is going to be stored in the cloud. What normally goes up to the cloud is going to be videos of potential accidents where the dashcam thinks you got into an accident, or any clips that you might have created. This is where clips and drives come into play. Every time you get on your vehicle and you're driving somewhere, Nexar calls that a drive. So that could potentially be 15 minutes long, it could be an hour long. That's one drive. And if you wanted to get a portion of that video of that drive, you have to create what Nexar calls a clip. So drives are essentially you driving around. Clips are sections of that drive that you have created or that you have singled out because they are of interest to you. So as you can see, what's going up to the cloud are clips automatically created by the dashcam when it senses or it believes that you got into a car crash, and clips that you have created manually because they are of importance to you. And if this was a normal dashcam, we could potentially just pull off the memory card from the dashcam, connect it to our computer, and bam, we got access to all of our videos. However, on the Nexar, it's a little more trickier than that. There is a memory card and it is concealed. But even if you get to remove the memory card out of there and you plug it into your computer, you won't be able to actually get the videos in playing back. You technically could get the files, but they are encrypted, so you will not be able to play them back. So if you're trying to get long video of you driving around, what Nexar calls drive, that is going to be kind of tricky. If you're trying to get just a small portion of that drive, what Nexar calls a clip, that is going to be a little bit easier. So let's look at how this works. Assuming that you are not connected to your home's Wi-Fi, when you go to your car, you should be able to connect to your dashcam. At this point, you can select the video of interest, which is the drive. And then you can create a clip by dragging on the little sliders until you select that section of the drive that is of interest to you. for you to create a clip. And what it does, it wants you to upload it to the cloud first before you can have access to it. So you have to wait for that file to upload to the cloud. Assuming that the upload has completed, you can now share the file. And now that I had the dashcam for a little bit longer, I can tell you that it is harder to get clips out of the dashcam than I originally thought, because we also have to create the clip of that video that we are trying to obtain. And that could be a problem because remember, Nexar uses drives. So if your drive somewhere is half an hour or an hour long, now you have to find within that 1 hour that particular section of video that you're looking for by moving these two sliders that are very small on the screen. And what really sucks is that those sliders don't work if you have the phone in landscape mode where you have more room to move them. They only work when the phone is in portrait mode. So I really hope that Nexar can improve this part of the experience, because when I think of a cloud dashcam, to me that means that it should be easier for me to get access to my videos and not harder than a standard dashcam. And this is essentially what we have here. It is more difficult to get videos out of the Nexar than it is to get them out of a standard dashcam where I can just pull that memory card off. Now here is the secret way to get access to your videos. We know that we cannot get access by pulling the memory card off because those videos are encrypted. However, if the app has been set up to download the videos automatically from the dashcam and enough time has passed where those videos had time to download to the dashcam, those videos are technically now located in your phone and they are decrypted. It's just a matter of finding where they're at in your phone. And here's the file path. If you connect your phone to your PC, your Android phone, you'll find that the Nexar videos are stored in this folder. So now you can literally click and drag these files into your PC. Now there are other things that the dashcam could also improve on, but they're more nitpicks in my opinion. For example, the G sensor, what allows the dashcam to sense that you get into a car crash, is completely non-adjustable. Now what do I mean by that? Most dashcams allow you to select how sensitive you want that sensor to be. So that way, if you're going over a speed bump, the dashcam doesn't think that you got into a car crash and it's not creating unnecessary videos of a false car crash. You can increase it or decrease it so you can control how sensitive you want the dashcam to be to detecting a car crash. So this could potentially mean that you could end up with a lot of videos that do not have accidents. Maybe it's just you driving over a bumpy road and you're gonna end up with a lot of them. So I always like to have a G sensor that is adjustable. That way I can decide how sensitive I want the dashcam to be to detecting a real car crash. And there's a couple of other smaller things that I have found, such as if you enable parking mode and if somebody were to bump into your vehicle when the car is parked, on their website they make it look like you would get an automatic video, live video from the car telling you a parking incident has been detected and you see that car bumping into you. In real life it doesn't happen like that because it takes time for the dashcam to connect to the internet and send that signal that something is happening. So what you'll get is a notification telling you that something was detected, and if you want to see the video, you have either the option of going to the videos and taking a look at the clips that were created, or you have the option of going into the dashcam menu and finding the live view option, clicking live view and waiting for the dashcam to connect so you can see the videos. And same thing for that braking detected notification that you see on their website, where you see that person with the mask getting inside the car and it looks like they're trying to steal the car. It doesn't really actually happen like that. You just get a standard notification saying something was detected unusual when your car was parked. And again, you have the option of going into the clips by going into the app and finding the clip where that incident was recorded, or you can find the live view and hit live view and see if there's something going on at that time. And probably what it is a deal breaker is that right now the dashcam does not support streaming the cabin view. So what you're seeing right now, that braking detected and the person inside moving around, you'll never see that currently because you cannot live stream the cabin camera. You can only live stream the front camera. But it is possible that Nexar may give us access to the cabin camera in the future for remote viewing via some kind of update. And same thing for that remote alarm. Basically, you being able to sound an alarm if you see somebody breaking into your car. However, you'll also find in a small little part of the website towards the bottom where you have a number 2 and it says that remote alarm sounding and Live View Cabin is coming soon. So that means that it is not available. You don't get cabin view and you don't get to remotely sound alarm. Not yet. So overall, I'm excited to see how this dashcam evolves over time, not only in terms of its size, but also in terms of its functionality and features, because I think there are some great ideas and all we need to do is have those be improved as far as their implementation, and you can potentially have a really powerful dashcam to allow you to monitor your car remotely when you're away from it. So remember, I put a link in the description down below to the dashcam in case you want to check it out, along with a link to my original videos for it, the full review video and the installation video. And if you guys have any other questions regarding this, please put that in the comments down below. If you found any part of this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more dashcam videos coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.